Welcome back to another video. My name is Jen. Today I wanted to do a video on basically the feedback loop of our minds and how our thoughts drive our decisions and our behaviors in life, and how we can get caught up in our own thoughts and our own brains and how they influence us. So, when you experience things with your senses, it starts with a thought at the top, okay? And then it progresses to a feeling, right? You feel something about a situation or about something you're experiencing with your senses. You bring that in and you interpret it, and you have some sort of feeling related to it. So it could be anger, it could be happiness, it could be, it could be on the positive or it could be on the negative scale of emotions and feelings. So from there, the feeling, you have a physical response. So this is how you react to something or somebody. So all of your reactions in life are based off of your thoughts and your feelings, because that is how it's going to determine how you're going to react. Are you going to react, in a more negative way? Are you going to react in a more positive way? And then, it drives your behavior. What do you do after that? So after you have an initial reaction, how are you going to behave? So this is kind of like a loop that we experience all the time. We get caught in, and a lot of times we don't realize that our thoughts drive our behaviors. I mean, we do know this, but we fail to recognize how we get caught up in this stream. So if you look at it from kind of a wider lens or a wider angle, you can see how everything is related to everything else. So how you react to somebody or how you react in your life is based on that initial, the initial thoughts and the initial feelings that you have. And those can stem from very long ago when you were a kid, and, you threw a temper tantrum when you didn't get your way or you didn't get the candy bar or something like that. In our adult life, it actually transfers over. So we actually will, in our brains, experience the same thing. We actually experience the same temper tantrum in a lot of cases, with anger and feeling frustrated and not getting our way, because what happens, we have an initial thought about a situation, it drives a feeling, so the feeling could be, frustration or something like that. And then that is, we react to it in a certain way. So our reaction could be not a very good one. We could react in either outburst of anger to somebody else, or we can throw a little tantrum, a little hissy fit, in our adult life. And then, it drives our behavior. What do we do from there? How do we deal with it? So if you can look at this, you can determine where in your life you're getting hung up, you're getting caught. Are you getting caught? Are your behaviors, how you're behaving in life, how you react to things in life, that all stems from back here. Is there something from your childhood that you're not dealing with, or is there something that you always experience because you always have the same physical response? You always behave in the same way. You're behaving in the same way, you're responding in the same way all the time, either out of anger, frustration, you're throwing little hissy fits in your life because you have the feelings that go along with those initial thoughts. And those initial thoughts is what drives everything, okay? So, this is why it's so important to, positive thinking. We've all heard positive thinking, just change your thoughts and you'll be fine. And it's hard for people because if you've been ingrained for so many years, for 20, 30 years, to think a certain way, you've always gone through this loop, and it's become just like an autopilot feedback loop for your brain. So to change it, to change your behaviors and to change how you're reacting to things, you have to change your initial thoughts on a situation. You have to change your perspective on it. You have to change, changing the thoughts is going to change the feelings. So if you're reaching for better thoughts, again, a while ago I talked about, the emotional scale ladder, where you have everything from joy and bliss on top, and then at the bottom you have like hopelessness, desperation, depression, stuff like that. So if you're reaching for higher thoughts and you do this on a consistent basis, it doesn't matter what it is. It can be any situation in life. I'm speaking very vague today, but this can apply to anything in your life, how you're reacting to people. If you find that, you're having issues, the same issues all the time in a relationship, or you're having the same issues all the time in a job and not getting anywhere, or with money, you feel frustrated all the time because you're always in like a lack mindset and poverty mentality. It starts up here. It starts with those initial thoughts. So if you work on reaching for better thoughts, better perspective on a situation, then that's going to drive how you feel about a situation, obviously, and then it's going to drive how you always respond, and then it's going to, your behavior and your future behavior. And then, if you do this on a consistent basis, then it's going to change your life, essentially. If you're always reaching for the negative thoughts, or you're always allowing the negative thoughts and accepting those negative thoughts in your head, then that is going to affect everything else and how you're behaving in your life and how you're reacting to everything. So, it seems simple when you think about it. Just think positive. Just think positive. Yeah, why not? For a lot of people, it's hard because they're stuck. They're stuck in this loop. They're stuck in the autopilot of their own brains. But you can change it, and changing, it requires some effort, but it doesn't have to require a ton of effort. It's a lot about expanding your perspective on it and realizing that you are not stuck in any which way. You are not held. Your life is not defined by your thoughts and your feelings, okay? And how you're reacting is because of those initial thoughts and those initial feelings that you have about a situation. So if you shift your perspective on how you're thinking, so say, if you're always in a poverty mindset in life and you go throughout your life like that, that is going to affect this throughout your entire life, and you're going to be stuck there unless you do something about it, unless you reach for higher states of emotion and feelings and higher states of thinking for yourself. So instead of always being in a poverty mindset and getting stuck in the feedback loop of your mind that is always telling you, I'm broke, I don't have enough, therefore feeling bad about myself, feeling really crummy, feeling frustrated, feeling hopeless, depressed, you're always going to respond that I never have enough, or I can't get anywhere, and then, your behavior is going to reflect that, where, you have such limiting beliefs about yourself that you limit yourself to maybe a certain job, or you never go outside your comfort zone. So your behaviors are always going to be stuck because of those initial thoughts about poverty and about, not having enough in your life. So in order to change that, it's about thought quality. It's about thought quality. And you might say, well, if I have no money, then how am I going to think thoughts of abundance and thoughts of... It's not about the money. It's not about the money. It's not about a material thing. It's about a broader spectrum of emotion, I guess you could say. So, feeling abundant is not just about money. Feeling abundant is feeling grateful for things that you already have in your life, for the money that you do have in your life, for the relationships you have in your life. So if you always feel like you're single and you're destitute and you're never going to find love and just nobody loves you and things like that, you have to reach for thoughts that feel better to you, as far-fetched or as minute as they are, even if it's like, my dog loves me, my guinea pig loves me, my neighbor, He cares about me. You have to find ways to reach for thoughts that feel better. And, you know, Abraham Hicks talks a lot about this in her books, about source energy and really reaching for emotions and reaching for thoughts that feel a little bit better. You don't have to go from like 0 to 100 because that's going to be very difficult for you. But if you can reach for something that feels a little bit better, a little bit lighter in your body, then over time, if you do this on a consistent basis, then you're going to keep moving up and up and up and up to eventually you can get to a point where your thoughts about a situation are now different. They're now shifting a little bit to a little lighter, to a little higher place, rather than always being in like the lack and the negative and the cynical and the mindset that everything sucks in your life. So if you can reach for a little bit higher thought quality, then that's going to affect everything else in your life. So, you know, it's simple yet complex, you know, and a lot of times we get stuck in our brains and we think there's no way out. And we think that we're just doomed for failure. We can't control our brains. You can control your brain, but it's a matter of making it achievable and attainable for you and making it realistic for you and believable for you. Because if you're always telling yourself, I can't think that way, I can't think that way, like I don't have this right now, I don't have this in my life, so how can I change my thoughts on it? You can change your thoughts on it. It's about reaching for thoughts that feel and feelings that feel a little bit better to you, that feel a little lighter to you, that feel more expansive to you, and not putting all of your awareness on the thoughts and the feelings that feel bad, that make you feel bad. Because if you stay there, if you stay in that place of always feeling bad, then this is just going to repeat over and over and over and over again in your life. So with that being said, I hope this was helpful in any which way. You know, if you have not done so, please subscribe below. I put out a video every single morning, try to be as helpful as I can. And if you have any comments, let me know as well. So I will see you guys on tomorrow's video. Have a great day. Peace.